Hello everyone, welcome back again to this live section. Thank you so much for joining me in this section. As you can see, we are still waiting for signal from Abuja because of MAZI NNAMDI KANU's court case. As you guys are aware that he went to court today, he's going to court today, 21st May 2025. So we are still waiting for signal from Abuja, but it seems the DSS want to restrict media coverage of the court proceedings, which I told you guys that I'm always going to be informing you guys about MAZI NNAMDI KANU's court case every time. Like, what is really going on now is that I don't know what these people are up to about MAZI NNAMDI KANU's case, to be honest. Today, 21st of May 2025, MAZI NNAMDI KANU will be in Nigerian court again in Abuja. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the people of conscience. The prisoner of conscience is demanding a referendum for the Biafra state. He was kidnapped in Kenya and extraordinary redemption to Nigeria by the Nigerian government, a British citizen who has stood firm in his principles and belief. And one thing they don't know about MAZI NNAMDI KANU that he has suffered persecution at the hands of Nigerian government and the security personnel. He has been denied medication, food, and access to doctors, including his lawyers. Like the DSS people don't want MAZI NNAMDI KANU self to see his doctors or see his lawyers. Even when the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted him, the government refused to release him. Even when they discharged him, when the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted him, the Nigerian government still refused to release this man. His appearance in court has been a sort of ridicule to Nigeria, and the government, as the persecution witness, kept answering that he's not aware that MAZI NNAMDI KANU was in detention. You can imagine the witness they brought said that he was not aware that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in detention. The indigenous people of Biafra has accused Imo State government of an alleged plot to attack strategic places in Imo State to correspond to today's court sitting. The accusation came from social media handle of one of the members of the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra. We must not forget that MAZI NNAMDI KANU and the IPOB he led has suffered high-class blackmail. The series of blackmail against the indigenous people of Biafra has been something many people have accused the indigenous people of Biafra for a very long time now. They've accused, even when they started linking him to Ahmed Gulak death, saying that he was the one that spied Ahmed Gulak. But I'm going to show you guys a video of where Hope Uzodinma was seen saying that it was not IPOB that spied Ahmed Gulak. And now they said that Gulak was assassinated in Imo State after his Kalandis visit to Imo State government. Every reasonable person knows that Gulak has no connection with indigenous people of Biafra, that's IPOB. IPOB could not have even been aware of his visit, let alone knowing his whereabouts. Only the government has information to Ahmed Gulak death, and Gulak has once called out to the National Security Advisor to President Buhari on video, accusing him of corruption and calling on the president to sack him from the office. In the same video, the deceased Gulak said he isn't afraid to die. This statement alone points to the fact that the man already feared for his life, and Imo State became a ground that they had to use and take him out immediately, thereby sending assassinators to him. And now they are accusing IPOB less than 10 minutes after Gulak gruesome murder. Like, the energy and strength the Nigerian government has used in clamping down on a movement that only waves flags in peaceful protest has been too suspicious. The government has never used the same energy against the Fulani herdsmen and the terrorists. If they're using the same energy they're using to attack MAZI NNAMDI KANU on the Fulani herdsmen terrorists, Nigeria would have been better by now. The DSS has tracked down indigenous people of Biafra members and principal officers and had them locked up without access to lawyers, but none of this has been meted out to Fulani herdsmen who have directly caused the death of more than 10,000 Nigerians in the last 10 years. Funny enough, Igbo politicians they're just silent among the injustice against MAZI NNAMDI KANU, their own brother. Like, the Igbo politicians are seeing the way MAZI NNAMDI KANU is struggling. Like they just I don't know why what they're taking MAZI Nnamdi Kanu as, that the Igbo politicians are just keeping quiet. And MAZI Nnamdi Kanu has never been silent in the plight of Ndi Igbo. He has ever gone out of his way to stand and defend some politician persecuted by the Nigerian government. Martin, as a good man, sorry for the network breach. So looking at what is going on, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is going to court that's today, but we are still waiting for signals from Abuja, because the way things are going now is just as if they actually, the DSS people don't want his coverage, the court coverage, to be online today because of what is really going on. But I told you guys I will keep updating you guys about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's trial today. You guys need to listen to what Hope Uzodinma said about Gulok, that's Ahmed Gulak's death. Just take a look at this video and I'll be right back, guys.
The death of former special advisor to ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, Ahmed Gulak, as devastating. Addressing Government House correspondent in Owerri, Governor Uzodinma said those involved in such callous and barbaric act must be brought to justice. According to him, Mr. Gulak was in Owerri for a national assignment and was gruesomely murdered on his way to the Sam Bakwe Cargo Airport. He also used the occasion to dispel rumors making rounds that his convoy was attacked.
Was in Imo State for a national assignment. He came to Owerri with the Senate Committee on Constitutional Amendment. Someone must have trailed him from his hotel to the airport. That is exactly why this gruesome murder appears to be a clear case of political assassination. Let me make it very clear that everything will be done by security agencies to find those who murdered Gulak.
This was actually a full evidence where Hope Uzodinma was saying that the gruesome murder of Ahmed Gulak was actually a political something. You know, these people had to trail Ahmed Gulak from his hotel to the airport. That is why Hope Uzodinma is saying it was a political assassination. But look at the way they have actually linked the death of Ahmed Gulak to MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. When I tell you guys that the government are trying their best to bring this man down, that is just what they want to do. They keep bringing up witnesses in the court to say something against this man. But all the whole broadcast that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu has made far back, they all played it in court, and they have not even seen something that they're going to use against him. I want you guys to just listen to this and hear what this person said about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, and I will be right back, guys.
Nnamdi Kanu was the first person that pointed it out. He was the first person that told Nigerians, had alerted Nigerians to what is coming. Nobody believed him until eventually Buhari now exposed himself, and we started seeing Nigerians now providing their own security, from Amateku to Ebubago that never was in Imo State and all the rest of them. It was under Buhari that you saw all these terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu alerted us. Go and check. It was this revelation that angered Buhari. That was why he started his ESN in the southeast, to protect the Igbos. So it was not easy, because the first place of call would have been in the southeast. That Buhari felt that we are too stubborn, that he's going to deal with us another. Nnamdi Kanu took preemptive steps to protect the Igbos in the southeast. So this thing angered Buhari, because they were not easy to penetrate as they planned. That was why they put him in Kula and they used Uzodinma. Ask yourself, what is that thing that is so special in him?
But evil will come back to haunt you. All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we won't have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? There is nothing more precious in life than freedom. Freedom is very important. And I need you to understand this very morning. Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, You are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East, they will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw Joseph Okado did that Lord Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Most of them have proved to us that you are stood. Give us land in Olo. Most of them will give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. That was why IPOB also was talking rubbish. Was yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Typical black people. Any revolution that is coming now, you must stand very firm. They'll say, oh, you're Igbo. Oh, you're Yoruba. Oh, you're from Urobo. Don't join them. It's our turn in 2023. If you do this, you will scuttle our chances of becoming the president in 2023. Ask yourself, all of them that have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to go, if you don't give it to us, Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. If you want to understand appreciate, I will say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is there land though? Katsina is Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who's an emir in the north? The answer is no. Something's going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break, I'm not even asking people to break this rule. Demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom. The freedom to decide. The freedom to write a constitution if you prefer. The freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we are asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. And today, almost...
So, my people, you guys listen to what MAZI NNAMDI KANU said. Everything this man said in his broadcast is nothing but the truth. You see, the people that are spoiling this country are also the journalists. The Nigerian journalists are also the people that are spoiling this country, because these people are always hiding the truth. A time where they're supposed to speak the truth, Nigerian journalists will not be able to speak the truth when they know deep down that this country is scattering. You will see a Nigerian journalist, he will tell you that there's no war in Nigeria, but there's completely war in Nigeria, because you can't say that there's one Nigeria, and they're still buying buying your people, and you're still saying there's one Nigeria when we can clearly see the signs that there's nothing like one Nigeria. You see, MAZI NNAMDI KANU is a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and a prisoner of conscience. He is demanding a referendum for the Biafran state. This man was kidnapped in Kenya, and when he was kidnapped in Kenya, the British citizens who has stood firm in his principles and beliefs. MAZI NNAMDI KANU has suffered persecution on the hands of the Nigerian government and the security personnel. Many people are asking, why is it that they are trying MAZI NNAMDI KANU in Nigeria? What happened to the place where he committed the broadcast, that is in London? So why are they now trying to try him in Nigeria? Now, when MAZI NNAMDI KANU was telling you people that he was not arrested in Kenya, he was kidnapped, because you don't call that type of arrest, you don't call that type of thing an arrest. That was a complete kidnap. Now he has been denied medication, food, and access to his doctors, including his lawyers. These people hardly make MAZI NNAMDI KANU, especially the DSS. They hardly allow this man to see his doctors or see his family, even in his lawyers. Even when the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted him, the court refused to release him. This is to show you how bad the federal government wants to take MAZI NNAMDI KANU down. They are looking for every opportunity to pin this man down so that they will say that this man has been jailed. That is just all they are looking for. His appearance in court has been a sort of ridicule to Nigeria and her government, as the persecution witness kept answering, "I am not aware." In all that was asked by the defense counsel, he was only saying that he was not aware that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in court. You can imagine. The DSS said that they were not aware that a man who has stayed in detention for 6 years, like, they were not aware. Sometimes I do wonder if that was actually a bloody lie. The indigenous people of Biafra has even accused Imo State government of an alleged plot to attack strategic places in Imo State to correspond to today's court city. Like, anytime that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is going to court, you'll be hearing some sort of attack going on in the southeast. I don't know if these people are trying to use this to bring him down, because anytime that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in court, you start hearing attacks in different places. Just like the last time we had an attack in Imo State, the same day that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in court, so that they will not say that, okay, this man is a bad person. They will not use that one to portray that he's a bad person, he's a terrorist. And many Nigerians have been asking that the real terrorists are in the bush. So why is it that they have not gone there to catch these terrorists? Why are they coming out to say that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is a terrorist, when the real terrorists are seen day by day roaming the streets, attacking different people, making women widows day by day? I want you guys to just listen to what MAZI NNAMDI KANU have to say in this video, and I'll be right back.
And you're telling me that that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. We are in one Nigeria. We are not going anywhere, and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money and positions, so that they will come out on the pages of newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay, when things are not okay. Go through the statements of Ohaneze and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back and say Nigeria is one. We must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against, you're suffering, they're killing you everywhere, and you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I've subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku Abubakar wrote to President Biden.
The funny part of it is that, the funny part of all these things is that the people who are still telling us to remain in one Nigeria, they are always gaining something in this so-called one Nigeria. They benefit a lot of things. Now, where all of us are saying one Nigeria, but they are killing your brothers and sisters every day in the same Cold War Nigeria. You see the reason why, you see these days, this Tinubu regime has people now want to actually have their own nations. Both the Yoruba people are saying they want to have their own, the Igbo people are saying they want to have their own nation. Even some of the Yoruba people are saying supporting MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because anyone who says the truth, you can never hide the truth. Anyone who says the truth, the people will definitely know that this person is a good man. Many Yorubas are supporting him, even praying that one day, that Igbo people will get their own Biafra land and stay on their own, because it's too much. This man is someone who has stood up for Igbo people. Like he always say in court, I will do my best for the Igbos, and like I will never leave Igbo people until Igbo people get their freedom. There's nothing these people didn't tell MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Even you guys remember the EndSARS protest that claimed many youths' life. That was a very bloody scene, because the EndSARS protest quite a lot of people, and this federal government still came out and was saying that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu was also associated with what happened in EndSARS protest. And you guys clearly saw what happened in EndSARS protest, how the army people were buying people in Lagos. Many youths died in Lagos because of the EndSARS protest, and still they had to come out to link MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to it. This is actually so bad. You can imagine. You see, one thing with that, we must not forget that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB had suffered high-class blackmail. The series of blackmail against the indigenous people of Biafra has been something many have accused the government of being the mastermind of. This blackmail was taken to a high level when Ahmed Gulak was assassinated in Imo State. They keep blackmailing the IPOB and the Biafra people. They went as far as saying that Eastern Security Network, that's ESN, is a terrorist group that was created by MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to cause havoc in the country. And MAZI Nnamdi Kanu steadily declared to them in court that ESN, that's Eastern Security Network, is a group created for Biafran people, especially to protect their mothers who are going to farm. When I tell you guys that because of this particular ESN, that's Eastern Security Network, because of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, that is why you see those Fulani terrorists don't have the guts or dare them come to Igbo land to attack like that. Even if the cases of insecurity in Igbo land is like 5%, in the northern side it is worse, because they have nobody they are fearing there. These people are always fearing these people are always fearing MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that have the ability to expose their whereabouts, have the ability to expose them and put an end to insecurity. That is the reason why you see they're always fearing MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Sometimes just imagine why, if MAZI Nnamdi Kanu was not agitating for the freedom of Igbo people, I'm telling you guys today that Igbo land is going to be one of the states or one of the particular region that has high case of insecurity, high case of Fulani terrorism. But just because of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, some things reduced. And the Igbos don't really know what MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is doing for them. So that's why sometimes I pity the Igbo politicians a lot. Yes, I pity them, because if you cannot come out and defend your own brother, if you can't come out and talk about your brother for the release of your brother, I wonder what is going to happen if MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is finally released. Maybe by then he may actually use his power to remove all these people from the seat, because they don't have common sense. Just like what happened in Anambra State, where Tinubu came to Anambra State and President and Governor Soludo was seen talking about IPOB, instead of him to be talking about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, the release of his brother who has stayed 5 years in detention. He was not saying anything about, all he was talking about was about IPOB, and the Igbos was very disappointed in him. Say, you can imagine a governor who doesn't have the interest of his brother at heart. Instead of him to be calling for the release of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, he is saying that he was all talking about IPOB's achievements in Anambra State and what he has done and what he did. Like, what a like, so disappointing. Many Indians were really disappointed in him. The energy and the strength that the Nigerian government has used in clamping down on a movement that only waves flags in peaceful protest has been too suspicious. Like the Nigerian government, anytime they don't want to see some, they don't want to hear anything like peaceful protest. They feel that when you're protesting, you're trying to you're trying to fight them. Just like the way they brought out 30th May as a day that Biafra is going to celebrate the heroes and heroines they lost during the Biafran war. Still, these Anambra State police people came to oppose that thing that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu say about 30th May, saying that it's not going to work. Do you know the one that baffles me the most? Some of the Southeast governors are always opposing this sit at home, especially on Mondays, and also they're also opposing the 30th May Biafran Day, say that people should come out and go for the daily activities. This is to show you that there's no love, that the Southeast governors don't have love for their brother MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, to be honest. Like, if the government use the same energy they are using to attack MAZI Nnamdi Kanu and use it and fight against the Fulani herdsmen and terrorists, and I'm telling you the honest truth, guys, Nigeria is going to be better today. Nigeria is going to be the, in fact, the richest country, and a country whereby there's no insecurity, if they use this same energy that they're using to fight MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. The DSS has tracked down IPOB members and principal officers and had them locked up without access to lawyers, but none of this has meted out to Fulani herdsmen who have directly caused the death of more than 10,000 Nigerians in the last 10 years. You see them, they will, anywhere you see protests, they will, anywhere they are protesting about the freedom of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, or they're protesting for a particular thing like bad governor, you see them, the police people are always holding those kind of people and tracking them down. But they can't use that same energy they have used to track these herdsmen that are causing havoc in Nigeria, who have spied 10,000 Nigerians in the last 10 days. What am I even saying? 10,000 Nigerians, millions of Nigerians. The Fulani herdsmen have spied millions of Nigerians. But funny enough, these Igbo politicians are just they're just so nonchalant about their brother MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Their silence is something that everybody is just curious about. Like, what is going on? The Southeast politicians are so quiet about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's detention. They're not even saying anything about it, because the one thing about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's struggle, they view MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's struggle as a detriment of their political rascality in Igbo land. They feel that if MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is released today, the things that they're enjoying, they will no more be enjoying it again. That is why you see they're keeping quiet in MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's detention. I want you guys to just listen to what this interviewer have to say about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's trial, and I'll be right back, guys.
Kanu's fight
Just
for
take a look
Biafran
at this video.
independence has made him a lightning rod for controversy, leading to multiple arrests and terrorism charges. Now, for a bit of background, Kanu was first arrested back in 2015 under President Buhari's administration. In a landmark decision on the 13th of October 2022, the Abuja Court of Appeal ruled that his rendition to Nigeria had violated his rights under the extradition treaty, striking out the terrorism charges and ordering his release. Yet, the government refused to let him go. Let's take a look at what Nigerians are saying about this latest development in the Nnamdi Kanu case. Obia Sogo David has tweeted about this, and in the tweet he says, Nnamdi Kanu actually didn't say more than the obvious. The corruption in Nigeria's judiciary is that they interpret the law upside down to favor criminal interests. It is not that they don't know the law, they know, but interpret the law to mean the opposite of what it is. And the next tweet in reaction to this is by Uchenna Marvin, who says, Nnamdi Kanu is not asking for favors from the Nigerian government. He's simply asking you to obey your own law. The unfair treatment of Ndi Igbo in Nigeria will end Nigeria. It might take time, but it will happen. Hashtag free MAZI Nnamdi Kanu now. You can't be demanding for a better Nigeria and yet be in support of this judicial rascality and madness. It's either you're an hypocrite or you're a thief that Nigeria hasn't favored. We stood firm for Uncle Dele. We should stand strong too for Nnamdi Kanu. Same judicial madness Dele faced is the same thing Nnamdi Kanu is facing. In a better and just society, injustice to one is injustice to all. So, the Nigerian government frees Fulani terrorists, calls them repentant, and even gives them positions. Yet, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, who isn't a terrorist, is still locked up, and they can't follow the law to free him. Does this mean terrorists run the government?
So, my people, I'm sure you guys listened to what many people were saying about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Some reactions that were coming from me. People are asking that why is it that they don't want to release MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, but still these terrorists that are causing havoc in Plateau State and Borno State are being set free. And the worst part of it, they still call them repented Boko Haram. Is it the same thing that Dele Farotimi suffered? The way they did Dele Farotimi, that is the same thing that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. But a lot of people stood behind Dele Farotimi. So why is it that many people don't still want to stand behind MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, especially the Southeast governors? Why is it that they want to stand behind them? You see, this thing that they're doing to the Ndi Igbos is going to end Nigeria one day. To be honest, the Ndi Igbos are not going to keep taking taking what they are taking from this Nigeria. Like Igbo people has really suffered. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. Check from days when our forefathers were still there, the Igbo people have been suffering. When it comes to politics, you will never see an Igbo man. They say, okay, he is the minister of state, he is the minister of affairs. The only people that are in power are the Yoruba people and the Hausa people. It's not a lie. Go and check it. They're the only people in power. You hardly see one person or two self that is an Igbo person who is in a better position. That is why when they came out saying that the Igbo people should fill the form for army recruitment, nobody wanted to fill the form because they all know that this is just a strategy to buy all the whole vibrant Igbo youth. So that once you apply for an army to serve this country, they will not take you to another community. And you know that once they take you to another community, it is over there. They will not use that as a plot in order to buy the vibrant Igbo youth. There was a video I saw online of an Igbo soldier who was saying that his colleagues are all dead, that the terrorists spied all of them, that he was the only one remaining. You see the reason why MAZI NNAMDI KANU was warning the Igbo youth, never you join army. They just want to use it in order to remove all the whole vibrant Igbo youth so that nobody will be there again to defend and support the Igbo people. This is really terrible, to be honest. It is really, really bad. And to be honest, if care is not taken, the way they are treating Igbo people is going to end Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu he has every right to be released because I don't see what that man has done. I don't see what the man has done. He was never found with a gun, just like the way these terrorists are being found with a gun. He was never found with a gun. Even the Yoruba agitator, Sunday Igboha, was once found with a gun. But they still released him. They released him. But why is it that MAZI NNAMDI KANU's own is taking so much time like this? When I tell you that Nigeria knows people who their voices alone is going to scatter this country, and once they cite you and they know that your voice alone is going to put this country asunder, let me tell you guys, they will first of all start looking for a way to hold you down, just like Ibrahim Traore. Like when they found out that that man's voice is so solid, so they start looking for every means in order to bring you down, just like MAZI NNAMDI KANU. They know that once that man comes out, it's over for this so-called one Nigeria. Because anybody who believes in this called one Nigeria, because for me, I don't believe in this so-called one Nigeria again, because they can't be buying your brothers and sisters and you're still saying that you're in one Nigeria. It's not possible at all. Like, to be honest, we're going to really see what is going to go on in court today, because I know that the federal government are still going to bring more evidences, more witnesses against him. They're going to still bring them. But the thing that is even shocking the most is that upon all the whole thing that have come out to testify against MAZI NNAMDI KANU, they have never seen something that will say let them use against him. The first witness that came to court said that when they entered his room, that the only thing they saw was his mic, his handkerchief, his iPad, and his phone, and his broadcasting room where he does the videos. They said that they have never seen him with any gun, or they never found him with any drugs. It's not enough to tell you guys that this man is an innocent man, that Nigeria just wants to nail. They just want to nail this man, an innocent man that did not commit any crime, just because he was saying the truth. And the politicians are aware that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is saying the truth. So once they know someone who is always saying the truth, they want to bring them down. At any point, they want to do anything to bring MAZI NNAMDI KANU down. And it is so bad. I'm telling you guys the truth. It is so bad. But take a look at what is going on in Nigeria now. Everything that MAZI NNAMDI KANU said is what we are seeing every day. Just like he was saying, never you trust a Fulani person. In fact, if you see a stranger in your land, if you see someone who's trying to occupy your land, if you see new faces in your land, just be ready to take coverage, because those people will attack in 2 weeks' time. They're going to attack. MAZI NNAMDI KANU was warning many Nigerians, especially the Hausa people, telling them that Fulani is not your brother. These people are only brought in so that they'll be able to take over Nigeria. They are not your brothers, but the Hausa people said no, that Fulani, they are one. But today, they are the ones making the loudest noise. They are the ones crying on internet, saying that they are all finished, that Fulani people have invaded their lands and everywhere has scattered. Yes, take a look at what is going on. That alone, in what happened in Plateau State alone, is going to tell you that the Fulani has taken over the northern side, and nobody is talking about it. They keep saying that, and sometimes I do wonder why the Southeast have lots of checkpoints. There are lots of military checkpoints in the Southeast, but you can never see that kind of checkpoints in the northern side. And I keep wondering, are these people okay? Where you guys will deploy security personnel especially in the northern side, where you guys are supposed to deploy security personnel, you guys will not deploy. It will not be in the Southeast that there are no much things that like the things that are going on in the northern side. You can't compare it to what is going on in the Southeast. That is where you see military will full in Southeast. If you're traveling to Southeast, you can see about 10 military checkpoints on the way, and you'll be asking, why all these military checkpoints? Why is it that it is not in the northern side the way it is? That is what you keep asking yourself. It's so bad that this kind of thing is happening in Nigeria, that now Nigerian governments don't have sense to think and know that the military checkpoints are supposed to be more in the northern side than it is in the southeast, to be honest. And many Nigerians have been saying that these Fulani terrorists are really associated with the Nigerian government because they don't understand what's happening. Because if they're supposed to have caught these people a long time ago. Now there's something that they told us about. They said that they have repented Boko Haram. Nigerians have never asked themselves, these people they call themselves repentant Boko Haram, they still know some of these people that are attacking Nigerians, like the people who attack Plateau State. They're supposed to know the people who are terrorizing northern side. So you cannot just come out and tell me that they are repentant Boko Haram and they are not aware of people who are still causing havoc in Nigeria. It is not possible. So sometimes we don't even believe that they are repentant Boko Haram because they still go back to their crime. A criminal is a criminal. You can never say that if this person has repented and he's going to, even if you put the person in army or you recruit them into army, they will still continue from where they stop. Maybe this time around they will not be hiding it. They will be inside the army and they should be hiding their crimes. You don't know who are the good army personnel and the people who are even causing havoc in Nigeria. Like the thing that is going on in Nigeria needs to be the kind of insecurity that is going on in Nigeria is something that we cannot even write home about. Sometimes I wonder the amount of money that have been spent in insecurity in Nigeria is enough to build this country. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. If you calculate how much has been paid for ransom to all these Fulani terrorists, how much has been paid for insecurity, is enough to develop Nigeria. The same Nigeria that they're talking about is a country in the sense that you will see graduates, a graduate that will study 5 years course, some do go as well as studying 4 years course, and after everything they come out, they don't get job. Some even study 6 years course, and after everything there's no job in Nigeria. Is it the same Nigeria you say that is going to get better? When is Nigeria going to get better? The worst part of it is that this ethnic bias of a thing is eating people's brain, is eating Nigerians' brain a lot. I don't know if we're still in the primitive age, in the sense that you would think that an Igbo man cannot rule Nigeria. Where is it done? The northerners always want to collect the power to their own side, but they have forgotten that they do cry year by year. The northerners are always crying year by year, saying that hunger has finished them, insecurity has finished them, but they still believe in ethnic bias a lot. They believe in it so much. They don't want to give an Igbo person a chance because they feel that once an Igbo man take over, the Igbo man is going to convert the whole night. Like, what is even going on? You can see from a Southeast governor, Alex Oti, you can see what he's really doing in Abia State. That is to show you that if a Southeast governor is a Southeast person is able to rule Nigeria as the president of Nigeria, the person is going to do so much well. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. The person is going to do so big. So ethnic bias has eating down Nigerians a lot. That is why you see nothing is going on in Nigeria, nothing is moving, because they just want to collect the power to a particular region. They want to collect the power to a particular sector. When last did an Igbo man rule in this country? You see the reason why MAZI NNAMDI KANU is fighting for the freedom of the Igbos. When last did an Igbo person rule in this country? Like many Nigerians will tell you that if the Igbo people separate today, that the Yorubas and the Hausa people are going to suffer it. But that is the truth. Like I saw a man saying on social media where he was saying that Igbo people are the ones holding this country, but other ethnic group doesn't really understand that Igbo people are holding this country. They feel that if power is given to them, if they feel that the other people are always feeling that if power is given to them, that they're going to enjoy. But last they are the ones crying online. You can never see an Igbo person come out to protest and say that hunger is buying them. You see one thing with Igbo people, they have learned to adjust to whatever life throws at them. They have learned to adjust to this Nigeria who has humiliated and isolated them in everything going on in Nigeria. That is one thing with Indie Igbos that I really like. One thing I like about Indie Igbos is that they learn to adjust. They have seen that this country called Nigeria has isolated them from politics, have also isolated them from anything going on in Nigeria. So they have adjusted to the way of life. Now, the people who are saying that power must go to them are the people crying day by day online. There's no day you will not see a Northern or a Yoruba person crying on the internet saying that hunger has finished them, or they will say that insecurity has eaten deep in them. Go to Plateau State. What you see in Plateau State will tell you that the Fulani people have invaded Nigeria. In fact, they have taken over the northern side as I'm talking to you. If you go to the village in Plateau State, that place is not like a desert because people are no longer living there. People are not running away. Take a look at when I heard that these Fulani terrorists, they do impose taxes on the village people to pay a certain amount of money, and the money I'm telling you guys about is not little money. They do demand 4 point something from these people, or sometimes 5 million from them. If the villagers could not be able to raise that amount of money, these people are going to launch an attack. This is so bad. Poor villagers who are suffering to feed. When I watched this video, it was actually heartbreaking. I saw elderly men and elderly women carrying their properties at their back, running and leaving their own community. Nigerians, when is this going to stop? When is this insecurity going to stop? It was so sad that these people had to leave their community because they were not able to afford a certain amount of money to give these terrorists. Even when I heard that some of these farmers, they do pay taxes to this Fulani herdsmen, that's these terrorists, in order for them to be able to cultivate in their own land. This is terrible. They do pay taxes to them to be able to cultivate in their own land. So if, for instance, these people don't have money, they will launch an attack on them. They now use people to do their own businesses. This is so sad and so terrible, and that is why you see there's high cost of food in the market today because of insecurity. Yes, people don't no longer go to farm again. Our farmers are afraid that if they go to farm, these herdsmen may buy them, and that is why you see it's very scarce. Farmers are scarce now in Nigeria. Just like Delefero to me said that he has abandoned his farm for 10 years now, or 9 years, because of this same Fulani terrorists, that he can't go to farm again because of them. Many mothers are crying out saying that their husband can't go to farm. But these same Nigerians will be telling you that we should invest in agriculture. Which agriculture that we should invest more in agriculture? The same agriculture that the Fulani terrorists have not allowed us to have peace in our own farmland. Is it what they're trying to tell us, to invest more in agriculture? Like, this is really terrible. They want us to invest in agriculture when we don't have peace. To go to farm these days is a problem. People don't go to farm, and there are lots of Nigerians who survive with farm work. That is what they used to know Africa. Farm work. And even the farm work we are doing, the Fulani terrorists are not still allowing us to do the farm work. And many people have been saying that, see what British has caused to Nigerians. They have brought Fulani people to invade ourselves. They have brought Fulani people to destroy Nigerians. And that many people are asking, who are sponsoring these people? Who are giving these people weapons to attack? What is going on in Nigeria? Who are sponsoring them? Is it the government that's sponsoring them? Or is it the British people that are sponsoring these people? Just like a trending video of I saw a helicopter bringing in goods. Like, when I mean weapons, they were supplying weapons to these terrorists in the bush, a secret place. They were supplying weapons for them to use an attack. What would they gain if they take Nigeria from us? These people, their mission and their plan is to take over Nigeria. That is just their plan, to take over Nigeria, but it's not going to work. That's why MAZI NNAMDI KANU is always saying that we should be careful. We should be careful about Fulani people. Never, MAZI NNAMDI KANU kept on warning the state governors, never you sell your lands to Fulani herdsmen. Never you sell your lands. Now take a look at what is happening in court today, as MAZI NNAMDI KANU is going to court. That there's media restriction on MAZI NNAMDI KANU's case proceedings. They have come out to tell us that there's now media restrictions because they know what they are doing. They don't want to bring up his case today on media because they know what they want to to do. Like, how are we going to get justice for MAZI NNAMDI KANU when they have restricted us from knowing what is going on in court today? How are we going to get justice for him? Just to show you that justice is far-fetched. Justice is far. They're not even doing anything about it. That's the reason why they've restricted media, they've restricted us from knowing what is going on in court today. Totally bad. But MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in court today. But they have confirmed to us that there's media restriction on MAZI NNAMDI KANU's court proceedings. To be honest, Nigerians, justice is far from reaching. It is just far from reaching. When I tell you guys that they know that MAZI NNAMDI KANU, they know that that man alone, his voice alone, his capability, what the man carries inside him is enough to remove Tinubu from office itself. Because many Nigerians have started saying that they're tired of Tinubu, just like they said that June 12th is going to mark a heavy protest in Nigeria concerning Tinubu marking his second day in office, but nothing is going on in Nigeria. Instead, the insecurity is stopping day by day. Things are getting worse day by day. Guys, this is really terrible. I want you guys to just take a look at this video, and for people who were not here when I played it, I want you guys to just listen to this video and hear what MAZI NNAMDI KANU said about his broadcast, because there was a time he was talking about the Fulani people and the way they have invaded Nigeria and been warning us that we should never sell our land to Fulani people.
When Buhari started this agenda, NNAMDI KANU was the first person that pointed it out. He was the first person that told Nigerians, had alerted Nigerians to what is coming. Nobody believed him until eventually Buhari now exposed himself, and we started seeing Nigerians now providing their own security, from Amateku to Ebubago that never was in Imo State and all the rest of them. It was under Buhari's word that you saw all these terrorists. NNAMDI KANU alerted us. Go and check. It was this revelation that angered Buhari. That was why he started his ESN in the southeast, to protect the Igbos. So it was not easy, because the first place of call would have been in the southeast, that Buhari felt that we are too stubborn, that he's going to deal with us another. NNAMDI KANU took preemptive steps to protect the Igbos in the southeast. So this thing angered Buhari, because they were not easy to penetrate as they planned. That was why they put him in Kuna and they used them. Ask yourself, what is that thing that is so special in him?
But evil will come back to haunt you. All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we'll have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? There is nothing more precious in life than freedom. Freedom is very important. And I need you to understand this very morning. Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East, they will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw Jus Okado did that law, Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Purpose of them are prove to us that you are stood. Give us land in Olo. Purpose of them will give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. That was why Obi was talking rubbish. Was yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Typical black people. Any revolution that is coming now, you must stand very firm. They'll say, oh, you're Igbo. Oh, you're Yoruba. Oh, you're from Urobo. Don't join them. It's our turn in 2023. If you do this, you will scuttle our chances of becoming the president in 2023. Ask yourself, all of them that have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to go, if you don't give it to us, Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. If you want to understand appreciate, I will say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is their land though? Katsina is Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who's an emir in the north? The answer is no. Something's going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break, I'm not even asking people to break this rule. Demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom. The freedom to decide. The freedom to write a constitution if you prefer. The freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we are asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. And today, almost...
So if you guys listen to what MAZI NNAMDI KANU said, let me tell you something you guys don't really know about MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Every word uttered by MAZI NNAMDI KANU in that courtroom today was not merely a defense. It was a cry from the death of a wounded soul. The cry of people denied their history, denied their voice, and denied their dignity. This country have denied Indigbos their history for so long. This country have denied Indigbos their voice and denied them their dignity. When he declared fighting for Biafra is my fundamental right, it was not a crime. He summoned the truth that nations fear. And that freedom is not given. It is claimed. He stood not just as a man in hardcore, but as a symbol of a dream unbroken by wars, unshaken by threat, and untouched by fear. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is someone who doesn't fear the Nigerian government or the Nigerian politicians. You can jail a body, but you can never jail the truth. You see, MAZI NNAMDI KANU, truth abides by him. This man walks around with truth. He will tell you the fact. He will state it to you. This is what you did. He doesn't care how bad you feel or what is going to happen or what is going to take place. You can never silence a man for what he knows that he's sure of. You can never. If a country must crush a voice to maintain its unity, then that unity is already broken. I'm telling you the honest truth. If they can silence MAZI NNAMDI KANU to maintain unity, then that unity is already broken, because you cannot crush someone's voice in order to maintain unity. Like, anytime I watch what is going on, like what people are doing to MAZI NNAMDI KANU, like my heart bleeds. You look at the way they are starving MAZI NNAMDI KANU. It's not, many Nigerians need to start, especially the Northerners and the Yoruba. They need to stand up. They have been sleeping. They need to stand up and see see the truth in what MAZI NNAMDI KANU has been saying. For so long now, our youth have been used as foot soldiers for greedy elites. Many Nigerian youths are being used by evil politicians, by the Nigerian government. And they are blinded by religion, chained by poverty. Who will rise for us? who will rise for us. So you see why the Indigo should be grateful for having someone like MAZI NNAMDI KANU. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is a savior. This man is a savior to Nigeria. Just like what happened, Nelson Mandela, the former president, the former of South Africa. You guys know about Nelson Mandela. The man was always standing by the truth. You see, I feel that what MAZI NNAMDI KANU is facing now, it is what Nelson Mandela faced. And after everything, he was brought out and they made him president. And I feel that one day, it will come to pass in Nigeria. Yes, it's going to come to pass in Nigeria. I believe, I don't know for other people, I believe that what's really happened to Nelson Mandela is also what is going on that is happening to MAZI NNAMDI KANU. And one day, MAZI NNAMDI KANU will still be released. Like anytime I see that our young youths are being used by these evil politicians for them to carry out their greedy elite is heartbreaking. And that's why many Nigerians need to stand up now and fight. They need to stand up now and fight. We need that voice now. We need MAZI NNAMDI KANU now. We need to awaken. Many of our youth we need to start standing up, because the way things are going in Nigeria, it's so funny that everything he has been saying is coming to pass in Nigeria. And I don't know how some years back, I don't know how many years from now, how Nigeria is going to be. If Nigeria is still going to be the same way, or is it going to get tougher, or is insecurity still going to eat up Nigeria the more and more, or is it going to get worse? The worst part is that a man who is protected by God, you guys can never bring him down, because MAZI NNAMDI KANU is protected by God. They have tried all sorts of things in order to jail that man, but it's not working. Though I've seen many cases where many Nigerians were saying that they should not involve MAZI NNAMDI KANU with Simon Ekpa's court case, that they should not link it together. And today, the MAZI NNAMDI KANU is in court. They restricted us. The media was restricted. This is enough to tell you that they know what they are doing, and they know what that they don't want to put him up in media today. That's why they restricted media. And I'm glad that the people are seeing what is happening, the illegality that is happening in court. They're seeing it. The way they're treating this man in court. Nnamdi Kanu's home was raided by the Nigerian military. 28 innocent unarmed civilians were murdered. Luckily to Nnamdi Kanu, he escaped. And the same Nigeria followed him to Kenya. Hey, where he ran to, conspired with the Kenyan mafians, and they abducted MAZI NNAMDI KANU, locked him up in a private secret room, tortured him to the point of death for 8 days, and brought him to Nigeria without extraditing court orders as required by international law. Hey, the same Nigeria, they still followed him to Kenya. And MAZI NNAMDI KANU said, what happened to me in Kenya was not an arrest, it was a kidnap. This act, according to local international law, has rendered the continuation of this case illegal. The Kenyan government, through their former Nigerian EVO, has disassociated the Kenyan government from this hideous act. Like, I feel that the Kenyan government, they were involved in his arrest very well. It's also noticeable because they connived with them, and they told the Kenyan government, told them the whereabouts of MAZI NNAMDI KANU, and they went there and they took him. What they did to MAZI NNAMDI, as if it was not enough for them, these people, many people raided his house until like their plan was just to buy him. Unfortunately for him, he escaped. So what if that he did not escape? This is how they would have bought the voice of Nigerians. I call MAZI NNAMDI KANU the voice of all Nigerians. You guys don't understand. He's the only one speaking for Nigeria. I don't think, because even our Nigerian journalists, they're also corrupt. Some of them are also working for Nigerian government. So I call MAZI NNAMDI KANU the voice of Nigerian, because he's only speaking for Nigeria. Our Nigerian journalists no work again, because some of them are evil. They work for these people. That's like there's some when you come for when they invite you for interview, when they invite some of these politicians in interview, they'll not be able to ask them the raw truth. They will not give them questions that they'll be able to answer. They'll be hiding their mouth. They'll be hiding their mouth. What a country called Nigeria. Like I told you guys that I will still keep on informing you guys of MAZI NNAMDI KANU's court case and his updates of what is going on in court today, because I told you guys that there have been a media restriction on MAZI NNAMDI KANU's court case. But let us still be looking if they will finally put it up on media again, so we'll really know what is going on in court today. But for now, the media have restricted MAZI NNAMDI KANU's court proceedings. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below, and also if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys in my next live section.